Well, how's it going this morning? So we're doing a little more work on the Hallicrafter. It doesn't look like it, but a few things have changed. I replaced this cap. This is the cap for the audio section bypass. There's also a resistor in there, and that resistor was wrong. It was some giant 10-ton old janky resistor, and I replaced it. This is actually a metal film resistor. It's 2 watt. That's one of the kind of the little grumbles I have about today's modern components. The things are so damn small, but by the time you get them in all this stuff, there's all this real estate, and it looks kind of weird. The cap I took out and pulled apart, and then I just slid that barrel over there just to give it a little better feel. It's nothing critical. I could have packed something in there, but this is just kind of an experiment I'm trying. I mean, nobody really looks at this stuff terribly much, so it's just a bad plan. And I need to get this out of there too. So what I've done here is I took the schematic, find a good schematic online, and highlighted all the caps that are going to need to be replaced. And then as I replace them, or the components, I'll go back over with a different color highlighter just to kind of tick them off and get them out of there. Realistically, a good place to start is down here at the power supply. Even though this is a little broke up, it's still readable. So this is a little noise cap on the mains or line side. The bridge rectifier, well, I keep calling that, that's not the full wave rectifier is here. It comes up, hits this first filter cap, and then there's a dropping resistor to a second filter cap, and then it goes, where are we at? Looks like it goes through another one, through another direction. All these 3 caps are this can. There's a can, where is that? Under here, it's buried under there. I'll probably pull that out. Now, one thing I did notice, somebody's been in here tinkering around, not a big surprise. Anyway, this is supposed to be a 1.5K at 10 watts, and this is just 1K at 25 watts. The wattage is no big deal. That, that's going to make the component last a little bit longer. But that resistor value is kind of a no-no, especially with today's mains voltage is raised up. When these were designed, they were for 117 volts. It says 125, but they were really the target voltage was 117. And so we gotta fix that and get that out of there. This is something somebody gooned in that doesn't belong in there. We'll get that out of there. And a number of these caps are gonna have to go bye-bye. I need to get this one out of there. This is the audio coupling cap right here for this output tube. And the reason we're getting rid of it is actually it's leaking this voltage. If you look here, this resistor pulls this to ground, so there really is no voltage there. But because this cap is leaking voltage from this plate side, where there's about, I don't know, let's say 200 volts, there's about 3 or 4 volts there, and it's throwing the bias off on this tube. When this goes positive, it draws more current and starts to hurt the tube a little bit. It isn't killing it, but it ain't doing it any good. These are some tone caps. This one here just takes a little bit of the highs off of this circuit. This one here gets switched in and out. Here it's not in circuit. Here it's in circuit with a resistor, and here it's in circuit just by itself. So it takes more of the highs off, and that's what this knob here is, the low, medium, high knob. So the reason we're going to replace those is if they happen to short and pull to ground, they're going to hurt this audio coupling transformer. Basically, there's B plus there, and it'll throw it to ground and pull a heavy load through here. It's a good preventive measure thing anyway. So somewhere in there, all that mess is this thing is buried in here. And looks like there's the resistor. Just kind of following it up there. I don't have my flashlight, so I can't really see, but here's the audio coupling transformer. So somewhere in there, these little kind of domino looking things are little mica caps, and they typically don't go bad. But it's something to think about. Let's see here. So that resistor will have to come out, and it's, I showed you in that earlier video, it's not even soldered in there properly. This is a cap that somebody has replaced. I believe it's over here. I believe it's right here. Don't be afraid to get your camera out and document this stuff as you do it. And there was something else. Oh yeah, there's a resistor under here, and it looks like it's been getting burned up slowly, and it's in the power supply right here. I need to highlight that one. What I'll do is when I remove this, I'll get in there and dig that one out too. Somebody's been in here digging a little bit. This has all kind of been redone slightly. Some of these resistors need to be measured a little bit too. Don't lose your marbles if these resistors are off by 10 or 20%. It's not uncommon. Here's an old dog bone resistor. You're probably more used to something a little more modern like this, or like this. This is an old dog bone resistor. So is this. This one's all kind of screwed up because when I was soldering back in there, I rubbed it with a soldering iron, and I'm going to get it out of there. Now, reading these, pretty easy. They obey usually the standard resistor color code, but they use what's I call the bed rule, which is body, which is red, end, which is purple, and then D, which is dot, and then that'll give you the code there, so you can figure that out. Or you always can just look it up. So looks like this is about, I don't know, where's that at on that tube? Let's see, that's pin 5, that pin 6. Now keep in mind, if you don't see something on one of these things, it's possible that there may be an open pin and they're using it as a tie point. That's not uncommon. So it looks like they're going to, what do we got here? I'll run this tube. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pin 5. There it is there. Remember, the body was red, the end was a 7, and then 4 zeros. So this is down to B plus apparently. Goes over there. Okay, we'll get that out of there. One of the reasons you want to get this out of here is it's throwing all my voltages off pretty far. There's, I think this is supposed to have about 250 volts on the plate, and it has almost 300. So between this resistor and the power supply being horribly off and today's mains voltage raised up a little bit, it's not doing it any good. And it's going to stress out the rest of the power rail and stuff and the bypass caps and stuff on this set. Okay, well, I just thought I'd show you that real quickie. I guess we really haven't looked at the top of this, have we? So it's in OK shape. It's, like I said, it has a replacement transformer, a few little dust bunnies, but it does light up, and it's not in premium shape, but it's a runner. It does run. I did a minimal amount of stuff to get it going. Like I mentioned, I cleaned all the band switches a little bit to get it to stop crackling so horribly. And I think I threw that cap in to knock the hum down a little bit. It's got a few weird bugs I gotta figure out. The band switching on the broadcast band, it doesn't seem terribly sensitive. Bands 2 and 3 it seems sensitive, and band 4 it seems pretty deaf, so there may be something down in here I missed or something. Or it's possible that the local oscillator isn't running. There's also a couple of resistors here. There's actually 2 of them stacked up. They look like 10K Or no, that's not right. There's a 20K. So that's actually 10K, isn't it? So that goes to the I believe that's supposed to be this resistor here, which is wrong. So somebody's gooned something in there and replaced it. So again, that value is too low, and it's stressing the power supply out a little bit. We need to get that out of there. Now, what a mess. Okay, well, we'll catch up with you when I do some more to this. I'm just going to just sit and kind of listen to it a little bit and poke around and see what other things. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm kind of making a list, a little work list here of things to do. And we'll just tick them off as we get them knocked out. I think I'm going to have to take the face off of this to get in here. I don't see any way to get in there and really deal with that cap without a fight. So that might be a pretty interesting project. And I was trying to look here and see. Can't see in there. Hallicrafters, I believe, use the Bristol wrench or the star wrench. Well, it's actually not the star wrench, it's the Bristol wrench. So we've got a set of Bristol wrenches, and that'll be fun to take that off. They can be a little bit grumpy. All these will have to come off, all these will get loosened up. And I don't know what this cobble is. Something somebody did. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we look around. Okie dokie, well, we'll take her easy and have a groovy day.